Hello everyone and welcome back to another Fallout 4 build. This is the Underground Railroad town base thingy. Whatever you want to call it. I'm not quite sure what to call it actually. So, sorry I didn't have one up last week. I didn't feel well last week, so I wasn't able to record one in time to get it up on Monday, so apologize for that, but here I am back again this week. And I think this week we are going to build over here. And we're going to build some apartment buildings, so we'll see how this goes. Now, this is of course pre-recorded, and I'm recording my voice afterwards, so I was making this up as I went along, and of course I will be cutting out parts where I just tried something and it didn't work and completely undid it. So this ended up being a long build, so I'm sorry for the length of this video. It is a lot longer than I wanted it to be, probably about twice as long. So I'm sure a lot of you guys don't mind, but anyway. So, first I'm going to put down some foundations, and I realized later that I probably could have just put floor pieces down, didn't have to do actual foundations, because the ground is so flat right here. It's like, you don't really need the foundations, you know? Oh well. Man, I actually did have trouble getting them to go down for some reason. It's like they kept not wanting to go down. I mean, not in the way that they kept turning red or anything, but just in how they wouldn't just snap in like they usually do. So just checking to make sure it's straight and big enough. This one I think is gonna be about 4 apartments, like a 4-plex, I guess. And I'm gonna build up as high as I can go. As high as the ceiling allows me to. And since the ceiling is pretty uneven and irregular right here, it will be a challenge. So now, I do eventually want to put some kind of stairs or something going up here so we can reach the water pump thing. But I'll figure that out later. Alright. So now, I do have a few questions for you guys, from you guys, Q&A questions. So I will answer those while we're doing this. Of course, now, oh yes, I forgot. These have been recently added to ESO, so that's awesome. There was a huge ESO update, and I wanted to do a little review of it at the beginning of this episode, but since this episode took so long to get to... It took so long. It was a long episode. I cut it out at the beginning. I cut the beginning out. I was going to have a review, but decided against it, and it's a little late anyway. It came out like last week or I don't remember even when it came out. It was a while ago. If I had done a review of it like last week, if I had done a build video last week and did a review of the ESO update, that would have been more relevant because it was brand new last Monday. Anyways, you guys, just kind of trying to figure out where to put this because I didn't want to block the passageway on the left side that goes up to the water pump. So anyway, the new ESO update is pretty cool, though. It adds a ton of new stuff, mostly retextured things. So he added a bunch of new textures to the furniture. All the different furnitures have new textures, so they're vanilla textures, but like he added some of the flag textures and the painting textures and other like wood and metal textures to things that didn't used to have those textures. So if you haven't updated ESO yet, go do it because they're pretty nice. And some of the things have some of the new textures which I'll be using, like railings and stuff. So yeah. Now this lower part here is gonna be 2 apartments. There will be 2 apartments downstairs, 2 in the middle, and 2 at the top. That's so I guess, oh, there's 6. Yeah. Anyway, so these new wall pieces that were added in the update. I mean, this one was always there, but the one with the window in it and the one with the door in it, pretty nice. I've wanted interior windows and doors, or just a window in the regular shack. You know, the regular shack buildings, building tab never had a real window. They'd have these sections that had sort of a see-through part with like chicken wire over it or something like that, but it never really looked like a window, and there was only like one anyway that did. So I'm really happy about having an actual window. And then of course the flat door piece, the interior door piece, it was much needed. I don't know why Bethesda didn't bother to put in a flat door piece. So I'm happy about these new additions. Now the back, I'm just going to add plain old metal siding ones. Is there anything not necessary in the back? Now the first question in today, now all of these, pretty much all of the questions today are settlement building related. So that's good. The first one is, have you considered doing a heavy modded build video series to run alongside a regular build series? I'm not quite sure what you mean. Do you mean 2 basically identical build series running side by side, but one's modded and one's not? Is that what you mean? I'm thinking that's what you mean, but I'm not sure. If that's what you mean, no, I haven't considered that, and I wouldn't even want to consider that. That would be... let's face it, it's hard enough for me to do these, to do one build series at a time, as it is. I mean, I'm having less and less time to work on videos, and because I have to work, you know, in real life, I have to work to, you know, provide for my family, and so doing these build videos is extremely time consuming, and I don't have a lot of time to do them, and that's why I skip a lot of weeks not doing them. So doing 2 side by side would be just, ugh, that would be a nightmare. Not to mention, just trying to figure out how to do them so that they're the same, one that's heavily modded and one that's not. That would be more of a challenge than I'm willing to put time into at this point in my life. Let's just say that. Maybe last year, if I had had that idea last year, I might have tried it, assuming that there were actually mods last year. There weren't. But yeah, right now, no. I would not consider doing that. If indeed that is what you meant. If that's not what your question meant, I'm sorry, I misunderstood you. Anyways, so this isn't exactly exciting. I'm just adding walls. But since these pieces that have been added by ESO, or USO, sorry. I've been playing ESO lately, but this mod is called USO. Since these pieces have been added by USO, they don't snap. And so it takes a little bit longer to put them in than the normal snapping walls. And of course, some of the snapping walls don't even want to go in where I want them. So you just gotta switch things around. Do whatever works. Okay, the next question is, loved your county crossing build. Would you be doing a Jamaica Plain build? I think the answer to that is no. I've never been inspired to do anything at Jamaica Plain. it's a really tiny area to work with, and I hate working in settlements that have pre-war buildings that are destroyed, or partially destroyed. So like, and unless I can scrap them all completely away, I hate having to try to work around those kinds of things. Because in reality, nobody would choose to build there. Compared to how many really great places there are to build in the Commonwealth, and they choose a broken down old building to build on, nobody would do that in reality. And so I don't like trying to build on those things, So, and I know the building in Jamaica Plain isn't completely destroyed, just the upstairs, but it's enough. It's enough to kind of just make it no fun. Not to mention, it's just a really small build area. I know with my mod that I have that increases the build limit size, it's probably bigger. I haven't gone over there to see what it looks like since I installed the mod, so I don't know. I don't know. If one of you guys gives me a really awesome idea for what to do there, I might consider it, but at this point in time, I am not interested in it. I have already other ideas for other settlements elsewhere, so I mean, I've got a really good idea for a Murkwater construction site, which I might do after this build is finished. And of course I have to finish the other ones that I did already that I haven't finished yet. Alright, so the next question is, do you prefer PS4 or PC gaming? Well, that's relative, depending upon, well, there's different things I like about each one. Now, when it comes to using a controller, I prefer using a controller over a mouse and keyboard. I learned on a controller way back in the 80s, and hadn't really done just a whole lot of PC gaming until a few years ago. So I'm really used to using a controller, and mouse and keyboard feels really clumsy to me. And I've spent 2 years playing Skyrim on PC with a mouse and keyboard, and I got fairly used to it, but it still felt clunky and stuff to me. I didn't like how it felt. I didn't feel like it was fully in control, So even then, I still preferred playing with a controller. Now, I do play on a controller. I do play on PC with a controller currently. So when in my Skyrim Let's Play, I play it on a PC, but I'm using a controller, just because I didn't think you guys would appreciate the jerky movements that I make when I use a mouse and keyboard. Because it had been over a year since I played on the PC at the time that I started that Let's Play, and I had gotten really out of practice. I was really rusty, and so I just did not feel comfortable enough to use the mouse and keyboard. So, in that way, I like playing on console better. However, I do not like most games on console. Now, I love PS4's exclusives. Those are awesome games. And I feel sorry for the PC community who doesn't have access to those games, like the Uncharted series and The Last of Us and stuff like that. Those are awesome games, and you're missing a lot. But I do not like other games like Fallout 4, Skyrim, stuff like that. I don't like those games on PS4. For one thing, the graphics aren't as good, the frame rate isn't as good. I mean, well, depending on what kind of PC you have. I have a really good PC, so I don't experience frame rate issues. But if you have a really good PC, play the game on PC, And also, you can't mod games on console. I mean, you can mod Fallout 4 and Skyrim on console. You know, limited. Very, very limited. Like, I wouldn't want to do a Let's Play of Fallout 4, a modded Let's Play of Skyrim or Fallout 4 on the PS4, because it's just... There's not enough good mods to make it worth it to call it a modded Let's Play. So I am definitely going to be doing... that's why I didn't do a Let's Play of Skyrim on the PS4, because I wanted to mod it, like, to death, practically. I wanted to mod it to the hilt, basically. And I want to do that with Fallout 4, too. My next Fallout 4 Let's Play will be on PC, and it will be modded to the hilt, for sure. Immersively. I'm not going to put weird stuff on there, of course. You guys know me, I would put weird stuff. Anyway. Alright, so... yeah, I prefer different parts of both. And of course, if you want to play with other people, it's easier to find people to play with on PC. There's more... most of the people that I know that I can play games with are playing games on PC. So, like, now that I'm joined the new channel, the collab mode, pretty much almost everybody on there plays on PC. So in order for me to play with them, I have to get the games on PC as well. So it's just easier that way. Now, what I'm doing here is I thought I might put like a little balcony sort of porch kind of thing up here between the two apartments at the top, so they can share sort of a little balcony kind of thing. A little sitting area, maybe have a barbecue up there, I don't know. So I'm not going to have, even though I have room to put 3 apartments across here, I thought it would just be fun to have 2 and have a little sitting area between them. A shared space, as it were. Alright, so the next question on the list, and I think it feels like we're breezing through these. Have you ever done a build that matches the settlement, like Abernathy Farm or a nautical build at Egret Tours Marina? Well, you know what? All the builds that I have done are on my channel. I haven't done any builds that aren't on my channel, basically. So, if you haven't seen it on my channel, I haven't done it. So no, I haven't, like, you mean since Abernathy Farm started out as a farm and then to make a settlement there that is a farm, just a bigger one, that's what you mean, to make a settlement that matches what the original location was used for. I've not done that, actually. Everything that I've built so far became something different. Yeah. I think the closest you could get, I suppose, would be my Starlight Amphitheater build, which, you know, Starlight Drive-In was a theater. I just sort of changed the type of theater it was, I guess. I didn't utilize the actual movie screen, of course. But yeah, that's about the closest one, I guess, to what you're talking about. Now, it's weird that those walls are different heights. The door and the window, it was weird. They're different heights. The door is slightly taller than the window. I don't know why. Anyway, take those off. So this whole area here is going to be the porch. And we need a way to get up and down, of course. Need some stairs. It's looking good so far. It's scrappy. It's scrappy, isn't it? So a little overhang. And just put a ladder on it. Or a stair. Sorry, a stair. They do look more like ladders, you know. To me. And I have to figure out a way to get up up there as well. Yeah. And now here's the railings. The retextured railings, so they just added blue ones and green ones, plus a bunch of other ones that have different textures, different like boards or metal. They also did stone and brick, which I don't think look very good. I don't know. They're just really skinny, and the stone and brick ones, they don't look like stone and brick. They're not thick. You know, they just, it looks like they put stone patterned wallpaper on it. You know what I mean? So I probably will never use those. But these metal ones look cool. Like they just used sheets of metal, made a railing with it. So yeah. And there's several different ones. So that's cool. I like that. Then I can mix them up and they won't all be the same pattern repeated over and over. So I love that. Yeah, and then on this side, I wanted to do more of a see-through kind of railing. So there are two that are like that are like wire. And I wasn't sure which one I liked better. So I was comparing them. See which one I like better. And I think I like the twisted wire one better. The other one looked like metal catwalk that had been blown up really big, and so the texture looked out of focus. It looked blurry because it looked like it had actually been blown up larger. Now there's also these other board ones, but I don't like the look of these either. They don't look like real boards. They look like, well, that one's okay, I guess, but I don't know. They don't look as good. They look more like a print, if you know what I mean. Anyway, I decided to use these. And since they are, you know, they would all be the same, it doesn't look like a repeated pattern so much as a board would, where they have all the same, you know, little squigglies and knots and stuff like that. So it looks good to have several in a row. So now ceilings. Okay, so the next question, and I only have 2 left. Wow. Of course, we're only halfway through this video. I'm gonna run out of questions. Sorry, guys. The next one is, what are your favorite mods on the PS4 so far? Well, my favorite mod of all is this one that I'm using right, you know, in this build, the USO, Unlock Settlement Objects. That's probably the best mod you can get on PS4, as far as I'm concerned, if you're a builder anyways. It's got everything, you know? It just has everything. You don't need any other building mods, really. The other mods out there that are for building pretty much just add parts of this mod to the game, you know? I used to need several other mods, like a mod that added the static containers, and a mod that added vendor rugs and all that, because USO didn't have them at first, but now they do. So you don't need those other mods. Now this was weird. I could come up the stairs, but I can't go down them. I wonder why that is. The rock in the way lets me go up, but it doesn't let me go back down. So that's funny. And maybe because I'm leaning over slightly as I walk up the stairs, so my head clears it, but then when I'm coming down, I'm not. Anyway, I don't know. So I can't put the stair there, but I can put it on this side. I just have to put a ceiling on first. Anyway, I also like the mod that extends the settler sandboxing, because I wouldn't be able to build this settlement without it, because otherwise the settlers wouldn't come down into this area of the vault. And I had actually planned on making this settlement quite a while ago before that mod existed for the PS4, and then canceled my idea because I couldn't get the settlers to stay in this area. And then when that mod came out, I was like, "Oh yay! I can do the railroad build finally." So I was really happy about that mod coming out. I know it's not a big mod, but it makes a big difference. And right alongside that one, the increased settlement boundary, I'm not sure exactly what it's called. It's in the description below if you're curious about it. It makes the settlement boundaries just a little bit bigger, not outrageously large. So some of them, some mods like that, they extend settlement boundaries, they make them huge. And it's just like, no. I just want it a little bit farther. Like, there are so many settlements that you want to build just a little bit farther than they allow you, because especially in Sanctuary, the area on the back next to the stream is so weird shaped. Like, it goes right up to the back of some houses, it cuts across some yards. It's really weird how they made it, right? And it goes only to the edge of the bridge when you'd rather have it go all the way across the bridge, stuff like that. So you don't need it to go all the way to Red Rock Station or all the way up to the vault. I just want it to extend a little bit farther. So that's why I like the mod I'm using. Increased Settlement Build Area, I think is what it's called. I'm not sure if I'm getting it right, but anyway. That's another one of my favorites. My last build, the one at the beach. I'm having a mind blank, sorry. The one at the beach, Nordhagen Beach. Wouldn't have happened is the way I wanted it to without that mod. Yeah. So now I don't like this. I don't like how the stairs are covering the door part way. So now I left this part in on purpose. I could have cut it out because it's me sort of experimenting, and then I end up not liking what I put in. And so then I take it out and put in something else, but I left it in because I know a lot of you guys actually like to watch my process of building, where sometimes it doesn't work and I have to figure out a different way of doing it. So that's why I left it in. I hope you guys don't mind. It's not like super long. I did cut out a bunch of fumbling and stuff already, but this one wasn't too bad. So I'm putting the wall in, and of course there's no way I'd be able to get a ceiling on this either. I would just have to use the stone as the ceiling, which I don't really like doing, but it works. And now I'm really glad about having this doorway. This doorway's a lifesaver, really. I love it. And now I have to make a bigger landing for the stairs because it's off center from the door. It's just a big old hassle. I want things to snap in the middle. In the middle, right by the door. I have to put extra long one. And then, putting it this way, it blocks half of the walkway, which I also didn't like. So I'm just kind of experimenting here, trying to figure it out. That's what all my builds are like, and I just cut out most of it. Even before I did these pre-recorded voiced-over builds, I would spend a couple hours figuring out the build, exactly how I wanted it to go, and then I would dismantle the building, build it for you guys, knowing how it already goes all together, right? And that just took twice as long. So now I decided to move the wall back and have a little deck in the front instead. Like this. And then also I can put a ceiling on it. Yeah. And then I can take off the porch, or the landing, and just make the ladder go straight onto this. And that makes it the ladder out of the way. Yeah, that's how it needs to be. Indeed. Better, right? I think so. I mean, I still can't have a ceiling on probably the left side of this house, but that's okay. Come to think of it, I might have forgot to put the ceiling on. I'm looking at it and I don't remember putting a ceiling on this side. There are some parts of this that I do have to go back and fix later, that I'll do later. Anywho, I have one more question to answer. Alright, let's take a look. Wow, it's starting to look interesting, I think. What do you guys think? I like it. Now on this side, since I can't get up on the other side, I gotta put a ladder back here, so I gotta put 2 stairs back here to get up. Which I don't actually like. I don't actually like what I ended up doing on this side. I might do it over. You guys can let me know what you think of it. I might not use these stair pieces that have the landings on the top and bottom. I might not use them. I might change it. I'm not sure yet. I'll have to play around with it a little bit more. Anyway, so I'm just going to put up some more walls here. I'm sorry this build seems a little bit repetitive to me now. I didn't realize it when I was actually recording it and editing it, but now that I'm narrating it, I'm like, wow, this feels repetitive. We're just building walls, moving things around. Hopefully you guys don't feel that way about it. So now, because the landing on the top is really only half width, even half of a half, I mean, because the stairs come down right into the middle of it, I wanted to put this on the end, but I couldn't, so I'll have to figure something else out. That's one reason why I didn't like this. The idea for the stairs. Now this up here is going to be a little bit trickier to do because of how low the ceiling is on one side. I can't actually build there, so I have to make it a little bit different than the other side. Okay, so the next question, and the last question actually, is which would you like to see, either an Elder Scrolls game or a Fallout game, to be out in 2019, and why? Well, Elder Scrolls. Why? Because it's been a lot longer since we had a new one. Just gotta replace... Didn't want 2 red curtained ones in a row. So. There we go. Yeah, it's been a lot longer since we had a new Elder Scrolls game, and we are way overdue for one, so I would like the next Bethesda game that comes out to be a new Elder Scrolls game. And, you know, I like Elder Scrolls, the Elder Scrolls universe better, too, than Fallout. I just like I don't know, I like fantasy more than post-apocalyptic. I mean, I like them both, but I prefer fantasy as a genre. So, yeah. So I'm going to make an L-shaped room for this house. Kind of going around this rock that's sticking down from the ceiling. Making the best out of the space available, you know? But that's what I had in mind with this for this build anyway, is that I wanted to put buildings in all of the nooks and crannies. Like they just filled the space as much as they could, you know? That's what I wanted for this build, so. And that's what I'm trying to do. You gotta do the side pieces first, because if you put a wall in, sometimes if you put a wall in first next to it, you can't put the side pieces in. So. Probably with this wall I could, but better safe than sorry. Sometimes I forget to put the side pieces in, and then I have to take apart the whole thing. All this other stuff that I glitched in or whatever, and it's a big pain. Okay, now the back wall poses a problem because it wouldn't go in, wouldn't snap in. I couldn't even just stick it in there, so. I could if I pulled it forward a little bit, but I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to leave that little ledge out there. I want the wall to go all the way to the edge of the floor. So, yeah, I have to glitch it in with a post. And I'm using a metal post because, believe it or not, I didn't have any concrete to build a concrete post. And I don't know what happened to my concrete post I'd been using before. Oops. I think I accidentally stored it or scrapped it, or I left it somewhere and couldn't find it. I think I left it somewhere and couldn't find it, because I didn't have any in my inventory, so. Anyway, it goes in with the glitching. Just fine. But I think that wall there on the left is crooked, so it's not lining up just right, so gotta fix that. Yep. Okay, there we go. Not too bad. Now I gotta put a roof on. I'm using upper shack floors for the roof because regular roof wouldn't go on up here. It wouldn't clip in. Just wouldn't. It kept turning red. I cut that part out. But yeah, regular roof just turns red up there. So there we go, you guys. Look at that. It's looking pretty nice. Yeah, I did forget to put a roof on the right side top one. No, I'll do that later. Now for the support beams. Because if you're going to make a realistic build, do not have platforms floating out above the ground. It's not even physically possible. At least not structurally sound. So, always put support beams in one form or another. Yes. Now, I love it when these white posts from the barn tab don't snap. I love it when they don't snap. I wish they always don't snap, because I don't think they should have been snappable, at least not where they actually snap. Nobody puts support posts right in the middle like that. Who does that? You put them on the corners, right? Anyway, I'm going to figure out one for that side later. But for these little overhangs, I always hated these little overhangs. I felt like they were overhanging just a little too much to not have support underneath them. Now, I'm using this turret stand from USO. It's not what I wanted to use. I spent a lot of time looking for this other support thing that I've used before, but every time there's a big USO update, everything gets moved around into different categories or whatever, and I could not for the life of me find the thing I was looking for, so I decided to use this in the meantime, and if I do find it, I'll switch them out. Maybe you guys can tell me where to find it. I didn't have the time to spend all day looking for it when I was doing this. So I used it once before. It's a one piece that has a long pole going horizontally with a support angle underneath it. And I used it in my Nordhagen Beach build to put a little covered porch over one of the buildings. You guys might remember, I could not find that thing for the life of me. So if you guys know which category it is in, which menu it's under, please tell me, because I would like to replace those with it. Now for this side, I decided to use my fence post glitching to make my own posts, because I didn't want the white posts to be where they are, to snap in where they are. So I thought I'd just do this. Now if you want to know how to do the fence post glitching, go ahead and watch the last episode of my hub build, and I show you how to do it in there. I didn't want to take the time to show you again, since I already have done it before, and it wasn't too long ago either. So now it was a little bit too short for the spot I wanted to put it in, so I have to glitch another one at the bottom. I mean, that's basically how you do it too, to make the post two post heights tall. You just use a pillar or a post to glitch them together. Sometimes it's a little difficult to get them lined up just right. I had to redo these a few times before I had them just how I wanted them. So yeah, it can be difficult, but it looks good in the end, I think. Yeah. And of course, I put one on the other side as well, and I cut that part out so you guys wouldn't have to see me do it. I think I had to redo that one probably 3 or 4 times, so don't need to bore you guys with that. Anyway, looking good, I think. Yes. Don't you think? I'm liking how it's looking. Yeah. And I need to put a railing up here. Wood. There we go. I think I'll just put the same one. I wanted it to be a more see-through railing so that the view isn't blocked. There we go. Now I need to get some lights up there too. I'll do that in between episodes. Yeah. Now, over here I put long posts. I cut that part out because I'm not going to keep them there. I don't like how tall they are, and they don't have any cross beams to help support them. It just looks funny to me. So I'm going to put these up here. Now again, I don't like these, so I don't think they're enough support. Okay, the little diagonal support things just aren't, they don't go out far enough, they're not big enough, but I think it's better than nothing. So yeah, if you guys know where that other piece is that I'm talking about, I don't even know what it's called, but I will use that instead if I can find it. And I did look for a long time. I just cut it out because I didn't think you guys would be interested in watching me scroll through menu after menu after menu. I feel like I looked everywhere and yet I still didn't find it. I know it wasn't removed, at least I hope it wasn't. I don't see why it would be. I'm just missing it. Anyway, these are placeholder supports. They will go away if and when I find the other ones. Anyway, there we go. That's good enough for now, I think. It provides a little bit of a semblance of support, yeah. Alright. Well, I think it's basically done. You know, except the roof that I forgot up there on the right side, the top one on the right side. I forgot the roof. And of course, there's a few places where I need to put railings, like on the stair landings on the ends. I need to put railings. I forgot to do that, but I will be doing it later, like right here. I need to put railing, and I need to put railings right here. And that I pushed up a little too high, and now it's glitching with the floor, so I'll fix that later. So here we go. Just a quick little tour of the mostly finished apartment. I have to fix and add a few things here and there, and of course, whoops, of course I have to also decorate it, which I will do between episodes. Yeah, I like how it turned out. I think it's a nice little apartment building. And this one has a back door. Or a front door. Whatever. This could be the back door. Who knows? And of course this one up here is quite small, but still, you know, a single guy can live there. Whatever. Alright. And of course the ones downstairs are a lot bigger. Maybe a family lives here. If synths have families, I don't know. Can synths have children? That's an interesting question. If they're completely biologically the same as humans, you'd think they'd be able to have children. I don't know. Maybe they're all sterile. They probably are. Alright, so I'll add lights and decorations, and of course the last few things, railings and ceilings that I forgot. And next time I'll give you a little tour of the more finished product. But anyway, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Oh, there's some duplication of walls there. I need to fix that too. Anyway, I like how it turned out. I'd love to hear what you guys think about it and any ideas you have. And of course, tell me where that support beam thing is that I couldn't find. If you guys know where it is, that would be great to know. Alright, well that is going to be the end of this episode, you guys. And I will try my hardest to get out an episode next week as well. But if I don't, it just means that I didn't have time. I'm trying really hard to do it, and I'm just really pressed for time lately, and so I apologize for that. I will do my best. Anyways, you guys, I thank you to those of you who submitted the Q&A questions that I used in this episode. Thank you to you fine people here on the screen. And if you want more for next episode, please leave them in the comments below, and I will answer them. So that's going to be it for today, you guys. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and go check out the new channel, the collab mode. I'll leave a link in the description for that as well. There's not just a whole lot going on there yet, but there will be soon, so go check that out. Anyways, you guys, it's been fun, and I will see you in the next one. And remember, play safe, play nice, and have fun. Bye, guys.